2006, winter in the vineyards of New Zealand erupts into a hotbed of ferocious competition amongst our young viticulturists who are pushing their skills to the absolute limit. And in this special episode of Thirsty Work, we're going to take you on their journey. Plus, we take a look at what some of the past winners are up to these days in every corner of the globe. We meet the contestants and visit the regions to follow the drama as it unfolds. And finally, we announce who the winner is, the Bayer Young Viticulturist of the Year for 2016. It's gonna be thirsty work, people, but someone's got to do it. There's no denying that the competition for the prize of Young Viticulturist of the Year is fierce, with up to 8 contestants across 5 regions and every contestant performing to a consistently high standard. And the person who pulls it all together is Nikki Grandorge. So Nikki, tell me about the foundations of the competition. When did it begin?
It began in 2006, and initially there were just 3 regions that were competing, which were Hawke's Bay, Marlborough and Central Otago. And so we've added into that Wairarapa and Auckland.
Where does it start? How are the kind of layers of the competition put together?
So it starts, obviously, we're looking for contestants, up to 8 contestants in each region, and they sort of get nominated by their employers. Most of them have already qualified in viticulture, so we're really looking for the future leaders of the industry. So each region has a competition, and then the winners from those regions then go through to the national final.
What do you get when you win? What are they striving for?
I think a lot of it is recognition. Even just by entering the competition, they start making a name for themselves. They start getting recognised. They start building relationships with each other, which is fantastic for the industry because it means there's a really strong bonding that's going to lead us into the future. And also getting to know the sponsors who are all key industry suppliers. So they not only win the title of Bayer Young Viticulturist of the Year, they then go on to compete in Young Horticulturist of the Year, which I'm very proud to say in the 11 years that's been running, it's been won 6 times by a young viticulturist. So I think that shows the standard of this competition.
How important is this competition to the New Zealand wine industry?
I think it's really important. It's really looking for our future leaders. We know that the wine industry is now the 6th biggest export industry of New Zealand, and it's going to continue to grow. Well, for it to grow, we need quality people in the vineyards.
So have you got any hot favourites for our national winner?
Couldn't possibly say.
You could. We promise we won't tell.
Luck.
So let's start in Hawke's Bay, the home of the reigning champion and a big field of competitors. There's Jono Hunt from Delegates, Mauro Negri from Riversun Nurseries, Jasha Oldham-Selak from Timata, Anton Luton from Constellation, Jacob Goose from Firkins Farming, Cameron Price from Villa Maria, Ryan Fraser from Kokako Farms, and Luke Cornwall from Linden Estate. So what are some of the hoops that these guys have to jump through?
This is the machinery section, so it's sponsored by Fent and MPAC, and they're basically doing a lot of safety questions in regards to tractors, and then they've got to wind up some bird netting.
You either have to install a conventional strainer system, box end section, and 2 intermediate posts, a fruiting, irrigation and tucking wall. And the judging is very harsh on this one. The ground is rock hard and the hand reamers are very heavy. So the boys get very tired very quickly.
First thing they're going to do is no hands. They've got to get 3 apples out of the bucket of water and then reverse the bikes right down to a mark down further. Very important part. Then they've got to spur 7 plants. Then they've got to drop all the tucking wires on both sides of their road. Then they've got an irrigation puzzle to put together, and then they've got 2 bio start puzzles, and then they've got to build themselves a pair of stilts, walk back up to the fishing line. They've got to fish back into the bucket with their little weight. Once they've done that, they can then go on, fillet their fish, and then they've got to run all the way back down to their trailer, pick up a balloon, blow it up, come back, score a try over the line and burst the balloon.
So that's in about 20 minutes, because the whole thing is, the Horti Sports is designed, as people get put under pressure, as you do out in the vineyard, they've got to learn and they've got a time frame to do it in. So it's a bit of fun, and I hope everyone enjoys it. All right, Brian?
Yeah.
Last year, Hawke's Bay produced the current Young Viticulturist of the Year, Caleb Dennis. Now, Caleb's the vineyard manager at the home of the Craigie Range Syrah, and he knows just what it takes to actually get to the top. Wow, so I bet Craigie Range are quite proud of you.
They were, and they were very, very proud, very supportive.
What has it done for you, having come out on top?
It's great exposure in the industry. So suddenly you go to a conference, people recognise you, which is great. It also gives you confidence in your own abilities. It's a great experience and you learn a huge amount doing it. Fantastic contacts.
Words of advice?
Study hard, lots of study.
Back to the competition. The winner representing Hawke's Bay at the Nationals will be Cameron Price. Past winners of this competition have gone on to achieve some truly incredible things in all areas of the industry. And the very first winner was Marcus Wickham.
Mycorrhizae spores are in the clay solution and then they're just collecting on the roots. And as they're planted, they're all stuck.
Marcus, how come all of these vines are stretched flat across these low trellises?
It's a good question. We call it the tabletop system for growing rootstock. The theory is that when a grapevine's in its natural state, it wants to find a tree to grow up.
Okay.
So we're kind of making the most of that natural tendency to really
race.
elongate and keep nice and straight.
So you were the very first winner of the Young Viticulturist of the Year contest.
Yeah, it was really cool actually. Met some competitors and also the judges that interact with all the time, and yeah, met some really good friends and learnt a lot.
How's your career changed? Because now, you've invented a system, the climber pruning system, that is now the world standard in grape pruning. I mean, you're big time.
Not that big time.
You are. You're a celeb amongst pruners.
It definitely did help winning the horticulture competition because it meant people would take you seriously.
Amazing. And Emma Taylor has gone on to run the grapevine nursery for Villa Maria since she won in 2008.
When I entered the competition, I was just on a maternity leave with my first child, actually, and I entered the competition so that I could tell everyone that I was still, even though I was going off to have a baby, I was still really keen to be involved in the industry because it's the only competition of its kind in New Zealand that recognises viticulturists. Yeah, everything else is around the winemaker. It has been really great for me. That competition gave me a lot of exposure, and so I have had a lot of opportunities since.
So do you keep an eye on, all the new talent that's coming through viticulture-wise?
Yes. Yes. And then seeing where they can go, and quite a few of them are colleagues of mine now as well at work, so that's great.
And Kane Thompson. Well, since winning in 2010, he's ended up travelling the world.
I think it gave me the confidence to really chase my goals and my dreams and my passion. And so shortly after winning, I enrolled in an executive MBA program at Massey University, and then the opportunity came up as Managing Director for Pyramid Valley Vineyards. Now we are in California, Napa Valley. We've got vineyards all over the world, and it's a fairly large undertaking to get to all of those countries.
Coming up, we're heading off around New Zealand to check out the other regional competitions. So just because you've tried one Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, don't think you've tried them all, because we grow Sauvignon Blanc right across the different regions and they all give something different into the wine. This is from Manawa on Waiheke Island. So it's classed as the Auckland region. It's quite warm, the flavours are really robust, and the fruit lends itself to having a little bit of a play with. So you might find things like barrel fermentation, wild yeast fermentation at play there, lovely kind of smoky notes coming through. The next one, we're going to go further south to Hawke's Bay. It's really tropical, so you're going to get things like pineapple and peach, nectarine, those sorts of characters. Further south again, another 3 hours, we're in Marlborough. Marlborough grows fantastic Sauvignon Blanc. And we start to see some floral notes coming through. So things like white flowers, wild flowers, summer flowers, they're all going to hit you when you get your Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc. Then we're into the South Island. The top of the South Island is Nelson. And I love Nelson Sauvignon Blanc because it is so distinctive, because there's lots of that floral character in there. Now we're going to get to our most famous region, Marlborough. You're going to get capsicum, sweet pea, lime, herbaceous notes, passion fruit, all that stuff. I can actually smell it from here. But did you also know that right down the bottom of the South Island in central Otago, we also grow Sauvignon Blanc? And again, really different. You're going to get things like flinty mineral notes coming through, even a little bit of white pepper in there. So they're all very different. And it applies to all the different wine varieties. Don't stick with just the one region. Try them all. Treat yourself. Now back to the competition, and the regional title in Central Otago is hotly contested, with a higher than average number of young viticulturists from organic and biodynamic vineyards. We have Mike Winter from Amersfield, Ben Holt from Carrick, Zoe Merrichurch from Felton Road, and Annabelle Bulk from Felton Road, Hannah Meehan from Peregrine, and Brenda Stringer from Peregrine, Alex Easton from Ripon, and Simon Gourley from Central Otago Wine Company.
So, PDO stands for...
And this year it's Mike Winter from Amersfield who'll represent Otago at the national finals.
Forty Sports is always a highlight. It's the only section during the day where you go head to head with the other guys. So all the other sections you go, you work through them individually. So you have no idea as to where you sit and compete with the other guys. But the Forty Sports, you all come together and everyone's watching. There's a bit of a cheer squad going on and a nice lunch just beforehand. So this is my last year doing the Young Vits. I wanted to go out on a high and take out the regionals again.
The guy in charge of the event in Central Otago is Nick Paulin, the viticulturist for Peregrine Wine. Since winning the national competition in 2011, he's not only taken over organising and running this regional competition, but he's also had considerable success farming organically in this incredible environment.
Yum. Thank you. That looks gorgeous and glossy. So a bit of your work in this bottle?
Absolutely.
This is such good Pinot. You must just pinch yourself every day when you come to work.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's Peregrine. It's an amazing place.
You drive around the vineyard or you're out doing something and you just look around you and think like, oh, how lucky I am. The excitement of seeing vines that I planted 3 years ago and seeing the first crop come off them and seeing that progression is really exciting and it's really rewarding because there's some long, hard days. And to sit back at the end of the day, have a glass of wine like this and know that your hard work is in the bottle, is in the glass, is just one of the best things.
The other region where a previous winner is helping to run the event is Wairarapa. Braden Crosby won the Nationals in 2012 and also went on to win the Young Horticulturist competition. And now with Rowan Hoskins, he's out to make this regional event as tricky as possible.
The hardest thing about organising the event is just the logistics around it, just to make sure everybody's happy, everybody's turning up at the right place at the right time. So this year we've mixed it up and the first 2.5 hours of the day is based on theory. So for us this year we've got the guys who take over an existing vineyard that has a lot of leaf roll virus, remove that vineyard and tell us how they would set up that new vineyard. And then this afternoon we've got the practical session where they actually have to physically set the vineyard up, so they all get to do it all at the same time, so it's kind of a different format for us. But the thing I enjoy most about it is watching the competitors, tracking how they're going and watching them develop, and you can see, you know, that there's some good competition out there, there's some good smart people that will be really good for this industry. Everybody's a winner.
Competing today are Mark Langlands from Tikairanga, Lucas Perry, who's finishing his degree at EIT, Alex Chamberlain from Palliser, Ben McNabb-Jones from Urla, Scott Lansley from Craigie Range, and Alex Muir from Martinborough. And the toughest task is always the Horty Sports.
They have to put a pair of secateurs together and prune 3 out of 6 plants, which are all 4 caners. They go along and they solve an irrigation question, which came from Waterforce. After that, we've got them breasting a duck, something a bit different. And the best one I think is we use a cheek restrictor, and then they've got to read a piece of paper that's in front of them, which is, again, entertainment value. Pick up a jug of water, which is full to the top, and then run back to the finish line. And hopefully by the end we'll have a winner and it'll be, everyone will enjoy it. I mean, entertainment value for all the people that watch it. That's the main thing.
And it's Mark Langlands who's off to the big finals. But there are still 2 more regional competitions to go. First of all, Auckland at Mudbrick Vineyard on Waiheke Island, where Robbie Golding from Mudbrick, Jacob Dromagul from The Landing, Mohit Sharma from Manawar, Tim Adams from Obsidian and Blake Tahipihi from Villa Maria battle it out in the worst weather conditions. There's a bit of a twist too, with an aerial drone station.
Can you name 3 things that you should do if you spot a low-flying aircraft coming into your airspace?
And the nerve-wracking quickfire buzz around.
According to New Zealand wine growers' figures, what is the current export value for wine?
$1.32 billion.
Incorrect.
1.56.
Correct. Name New Zealand's third most populated island.
3. That's way you got.
Correct. Well done, guys. We'll be adding up your scores.
In the end, it was Tim Adams from Obsidian who triumphed. But who will be the finalist from the largest wine region, Marlborough? That's coming up, along with the winner of the Bayer Young Viticulturist of the Year for 2016. Welcome back to the pointy end of the Bayer Young Viticulturist of the Year competition. And we're in Marlborough for the very last regional heats. It's a fierce one with Kurt Robinson from Artsfield, Blair Elliott from Delegates, Libby Rainey from Villa Maria, Brenton O'Reilly from Pernod Ricard, Jamie Whitehead from Matua, and Andrew Jeffries from Gießen. So the regional finalist from Marlborough is Brenton O'Reilly, who really has got a tough battle on his hands to take out the big prize. The national final is held in conjunction with the Romeo Brigato Wine Conference, which is one of the biggest industry events of the wine calendar. So I'm dying to know how these young viticulturist contestants are stacking up. And the man in the know is Andrew McNeil.
We really levelled the playing field this year. Everything was super hard. A lot of the people that were writing the questions were having doubts about the content because it was so hard. But we need it to be hard so we can truly work out who's first and last. Unfortunately, I've got to go back to the hotel room soon and proof the questions and the scores to make sure everything is as good as it can be in terms of reliable data. Apparently Nicky knows who's probably going to win unless someone pulls one out of the bag at the speech and the other guy collapses, can't deliver.
It's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. You just don't know.
Who do you think's your biggest threat at the national?
I think probably just if the hometown support, it would probably be Brenton, and the number of years he's done it as well. And also possibly Mike as well from Central Otago. I mean, those guys have done it multiple times before, and I could have.
You're a newbie.
Yeah. I could have done it last year, but I decided to go overseas and do vintage in California. So, flash. And but no, it's great to be back here this year and get the opportunity to do it.
So we're at the national finals.
Yep.
You've done this for a couple of years now.
Yeah, this is my 5th year now.
So what's different about 2016 compared to the previous years that you've competed?
I've got a little bit more experience up my sleeve, just a little bit. But in saying that, every year is different, so you never know what things you're going to get. So you just kind of have to expect the worst, and I guess that's probably the biggest thing I've learned over time is
expect the worst.
Yeah, because it's going to get thrown at you. I would like to win it this year, and I've been preparing for the last 3-4 months now, so I put a lot of time and effort into it, and hopefully it all pays off.
So where do you think your edge lies when you look at the other 4?
Vitisports, the last 4 times that I've done it across the 3 regionals and the nationals. I've been across the finish line all 4 times, taken it out 3 years in a row at regionals.
So you're fierce.
Oh yeah.
At the physical.
Yeah. Definitely physical would be my strong point.
And so during the regional heats, what did you find the most difficult?
The time pressure is always a thing. I think if we gave these tasks to someone that's been in viticulture for a while and said, hey, do them in half a day, you'd have no problem.
Right.
But, when you're asking someone to do these things in 20 to 40 minutes, it becomes more of an issue.
Out of all the prizes, because it's quite a large prize pool, what's the thing that you just desperately want to get your hands on?
My kids to be stoked for me.
Oh.
Yeah, honestly, that's what it's all about. Everything else kind of fades into the background.
So tonight, you nervous?
Yeah, I am nervous. Nervous for the outcome. I'm not particularly nervous about the speech because I've prepared for that. Well, the main thing, my wife Kate says, it doesn't matter where you come as long as you represent your region well and you do them proud. So that's the main thing for me, is just to get the speech done and do it properly and do it well, and be a good representative of Central Otago.
The very last challenge then is to stand up in front of hundreds of the industry's leaders at the Brigato Wine Awards dinner and deliver an entertaining and informative 3-minute speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Adams from Obsidian.
Kia ora koutou katoa. Ultimately, we need to be an inspiration to the young school leavers of today and get them excited about what will always drive New Zealand's wine industry, and that's viticulture. Thank you.
After a hard day at the office, out in the vineyard or in the winery, There's a certain joy about cracking a bottle of wine. As this luscious wine flows into this lovely proportional wine glass I have, you wonder why. You really wonder, can I have another?
If I can use dating as a metaphor, these cues are the first impression and the introduction. The back label is the first conversation. It likely includes a story and no doubt a pickup line or two.
Now I know what you're thinking. What does this young viticulturist know about marketing? That's right, nothing.
Just because the phone is in the hand doesn't mean they're ridding the vineyard of those elusive fungicide-resistant Pokemon.
Oh, there's an incredibly nervous wait as the final scores are tallied up before Scott Hansen from Bayer announces...
The winner of the 2016 Bayer Young Viticulturist of the Year award is Cameron Price, Villa Maria, Hawke's Bay.
Everything's gone out of my mind. First time at Nationals, third time at Regionals, and I'm here with Villa Maria, and it feels bloody good.
Amazing, you came out on top. How's it feel?
Fantastic, over the moon. Bit shell-shocked really, to be honest with you.
Lost for words?
Absolutely, absolutely there.
I wanna take you away somehow.